Good evening, everyone. Today we are going to study a poem that's title is A Legend of the Northland. It is written by the person Phoebe Cary. Away in the Northland, where the hours of the day are few and the nights are so long in winter that they can't sleep them through. Where they harness the swift reindeer to the sledges when it snows, and the children look like bears cubs in their funny furry clothes. Okay, so I am giving the explanation of two stanza. Okay, in pairs. So. Uh, There are 16 stanza. So I have read first stanza, and then I am I have also read the second stanza. So the explanation of both the stanza will be given in this time only. In the second stanza, the poet describes the place where the story had oriented. The story originated in the cold region of the Northland, where the days are short and nights are very long. The people of the Northland can't sleep due to extreme cold condition in the night at this place. When the snow falls in Northland, the people living there tie their reindeers to sledges to travel. The children wear warm, furry clothes which make them look like bear cubes. Okay, so they tell. So now third stanza and fourth stanza I will read. Uh, they tell them a curious story. I don't believe this true, and yet you may learn a lesson. If I tell the tale to you, once when the good Saint Peter lived in the world below and walked about it preaching just as he did, you know. Now explanation. In the Northland, parents tell their children a story. In the Northland, parents tell their children a story. The poet does not think that the story is true, but still tells the tale. The poet believes that it contains an important lesson which we all must learn. The poet then begins the tale. Once Saint Peter lived on earth as a human. He traveled the world teaching about God. Okay, stanza number 5. He came to the door of a cottage in traveling round the earth, where a little woman was making cakes and baking them on the hearth, and being faint with fasting, for the day was almost done, he asked her and from her store of cakes to give him a single one. Now explanation. While traveling round the earth, Saint Peter's came to a cottage door. In the cottage, a little woman was baking cakes in the fireplace. Saint Peter has been fasting for the whole day and was hungry as well as weak. The day was now almost over, so Saint Peter asked the woman to give him a cake from her store of cakes. Okay. So we are going to read the stanza number 7 and 8. So she made a very little cake, but as it baking lay, she looked at it and thought it seemed too large to give away. Therefore, she needed another and still a smaller one. But it looked, when she turned it over, as large as the first had done. So the explanation. So the woman started baking a small cake for Saint Peter. However, before she could give it to him, she felt that small. So she felt that it was too big to give away. So the woman went to make another small cake, but when she turned it over, the cake looked as big as the first one. Okay, so I am going to read the stanza number 9 and 10. Then she took a tiny scrap of duff and rolled it flat and baked it thin as a wafer. But she could not part with that, for she said, "My cakes that seem too small when I eat of them myself are yet too large to give away." So she put them on the shelf. Explanation. Then the woman took a small piece of duff and rolled it as thin as she could. The cake baked from it was thin as wafer, but the woman could not give that one to Saint Peter as well. She said that the cakes seemed too small when she would eat them. However, those cakes become so not too large to give away for free. Consequently, she put all the cakes on the shelf and did not give any cake to Saint Peter. Stanza number 11 and 12. I'm going to read. Then good Saint Peter grew angry, for he was hungry and faint, and surely such a woman was enough to provoke a saint. He said, "You are far too selfish to dwell in a human form, to have both food and shelter, and fire to keep you warm." Explanation. The selfish behavior of the woman made Saint Peter angry. He was very weak and hungry. It is not easy for a compassionate and kind saint like Saint Peter to become angry, but the action of the woman had been able to do so. Hence, Saint Peter told her that she was very selfish. She did not deserve to be a human being and live a comfortable life with good food to eat uh, and house to live with fire to keep her warm. Stanza number 13 and 14 I am going to read. Now you shall build as the poor do, and shall get your scanty food by boring and boring and boring all day in the hard dry wood. Then up she went down the chimney, never speaking a word, and out of the top fell a woodpecker, for she was changed to a bird. Explanation. Saint Peter cursed the woman and transformed her into the bird. As a bird, the woman could now have to build her own nest and get her own food. To get food, she must dig holes into the hard, dry wood. As a result, the woman went out through the chimney of her house without speaking a word. She then changed into woodpecker. Stanza number 15 and 16 I am going to read. Uh, she had a she had a scarlet cap on her head, and that was left the same, but all the rest of her clothes were burned black as a coal in the flame. And every country school boy has seen her in the wood where she lives in the trees till this very day, boring and boring for food. So the explanation. As a human, the little woman wore a red cap when she was converted into a woodpecker. Only her red cap remained and all her clothes had burned. In other words, the woodpecker had a red head, but the rest of its body was black. The poet then says that since then every close boy has seen the woodpecker in the forest. She still lies there digging into the dry and hard wood to look for her food. Okay?